Welcome to my channel. Today we are starting a fascinating journey into the evolution of remote sensing. Have you ever wondered how we got from simple drawings of landscape to satellites that captures real-time images of our planet? This series will be covering how remote sensing developed across centuries. And in this video, we will be delving deep into the surprising early foundations that set the stage. Before we get into the evolution of remote sensing, we first have to understand what remote sensing is. Breaking it down, the remote part of remote sensing means from a distance, and then the sensing part means gathering data or information. So together, remote sensing is essentially the process of capturing data about an object, often the Earth's surface, without needing to be directly there. Simply put, capturing data from a distance. Today, when we think of remote sensing, we think of high-tech satellites and drones, but the concept goes way back with its roots in the simplest form of image capturing. Early foundations of remote sensing. So in the early 1800s, a French inventor named Joseph Nicephore-Nice makes history by capturing the very first photograph. This single act of preserving an image sparked an interest in capturing data remotely, setting a precedent for remote sensing. Decades later, in the 1950s, another French pioneer, Gaspard Félix Tounécon, took things even higher, literally. This time, an image was captured from a hot balloon from above Paris. This was the birth of aerial photograph and the very first recorded attempt at capturing distant visuals from above. Early 20th century, the birth of aerial remote sensing. By the early 1900s, remote sensing took a leap with the invention of the airplanes. The Wright brothers' creation opened up new possibilities for aerial photography, and people quickly put it to use. We've talked about how Gaspard used air balloons to capture images from above. Before the Wright brothers created airplanes, some people were using pigeons equipped with small cameras to capture aerial shots. Then came World War I, and suddenly aerial photograph wasn't just for enthusiasts, it was a powerful military tool. By 1910, a scientist named Robert William Wood had developed infrared film which could capture wavelengths beyond the visible light. This was a game changer, making it possible to capture different details and features invisible to the naked eye. From the 1920s to the 1930s, technology continued to advance. A man named Kodak developed colored film, building upon Robert Williams' invention, which became valuable across different fields. For instance, in agriculture, it allowed farmers to access plant health. In military, it was used for surveillance, whilst in medicine, it helped identify tissue issue. Remote sensing wasn't just evolving, it was transforming different industries. World War II and the rise of advanced sensing technologies. World War II further revolutionized remote sensing. From 1939 to 1945, infrared and radar technologies were applied in warfare. This advancement demonstrated remote sensing's strategic power. On October 24, 1946, a new milestone was reached when a German V-2 rocket was launched with a camera on board, capturing the very first photograph of the Earth from space. This historical image marked the dawn of space-based remote sensing, showing us that the sky was no longer the limit. The space age, satellites, and multispectral imaging. The launch of Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union in 1957 began the space age and forever changed how we view Earth. Just a few years after the launch of Sputnik in 1960, NASA launched the Trios 1, the first weather monitoring satellite. So for the first time, we had regular images of the Earth weather system from space. Then in 1972, US launched the Landsat program, Landsat 1, originally named ERTS-1, Earth Resource Technology Satellite. This satellite was equipped with multispectral scanners to capture Earth's surface across multiple wavelengths. This opened up vast application in agriculture, forestry, water resource management, and more. Landsat has since provided the longest continuous global record of Earth's surface from space. Landsat 1 operated from above 5.5 years, paving way for Landsat 2 and 3 in the late 1970s. Today we have Landsat 7 and 8 and the newly launched Landsat 9 still observing our planet. So this will wrap up part 1 of our journey into the evolution of remote sensing. We've gone from sketches to cameras to sophisticated satellites orbiting our planet, capturing images that helps us understand and protect the Earth. In the next episode, we'll explore the incredible advancements that followed the Landsat programs and show how remote sensing continues to shape our world today. So if you are fascinated by this journey, as I am, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in part 2. Take care, stay curious, and goodbye.